I'm going to start this brief hops lesson on basically what not to do. A couple years ago, my sister wanted a plant that would dress up the fence she's got here, and being a degenerate drunk, I suggested growing hops, of course. And I had very specific instructions, and by those specific instructions I meant just water the plants. I put them in the ground, and that was it, and I left them alone. So let's go ahead and take a look at the progress. What you're looking at is about 3 inches of hops. And these are the product of zero watering. There is zero organic matter in this location. And they're lucky actually to have survived the first year. But I got some second-year rhizomes down the hill that will show you, and I know what I'm talking about. This here is a second-year Centennial hops, and it comes from a rhizome that we got. And as you can see, it's doing a lot better than the first one that's pretty much near death. I'm only able to water it a small portion of the year, so I have to make special provisions to make sure that it does get water. I'm going to set up some wood chips in a kind of a hugelkultur bed. It's a permaculture technique, but I've also got some cardboard here. As you can see, there's already organic matter here, and that keeps it wet. We receive 15 inches of rain a year. It's horribly dry in the summertime, and from the different examples I'm going to show you around our property, the clear-cut decider if a hops plant will be successful is the sheer amount of water it gets. Otherwise, our soil is complete garbage. We have so many rocks, but yet in the next video you'll see hops thriving at their absolute best. Oh, hey! Didn't see you there. I was daydreaming about my big hop harvest coming up. But you know, while I got you, I might as well show you the third years here. Well, what you're dealing with here, you got Glacier to the left, you got Mount Hood in the center, and you got Nugget on the end. And the only difference between these and my other hops, besides a year of growth, is that they are near a water source. They're actually near my mother's garden. They receive overflow water from hers. She usually doesn't intentionally water them. They're actually a great plant where their vines will go wide and they'll go deep and they'll look for water. I prepared them like just the other ones. I dug a hole, I put some compost in there, and I put them down, but as you can see, this is the benefit of a third year and a little extra water. And some people say, oh, you know, I've got hops, and the first year they come up 10 feet, and that's great, and I don't doubt them in any manner. But they also aren't at 4,000 feet, and they also don't get the occasional frost in July. So in Montana, and we have terrible soil as well, in Montana we're lucky to have any yield. For example, these last year I got a 4-ounce dry yield out of them after they'd been dried, and this year I'm looking at about 2 to 3 times that amount, so I'm pretty excited. At the end of the day, most people grow them up a string or a pole. This just shows you that you can grow them on basically what is a 6-foot chicken wire fence, and it does require a little bit more maintenance. I come up here and I tuck them back down and they come right back up. But as per hops growing instructions, you do want to keep the varieties separated by about 6 feet. As you can see, these Mount Hoods over here are getting a little unruly, and the Glacier hops have a little something to say about that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at a kind of a weird success story, kind of the resilience of hops. We're mid-August here, and I want to take you on the last of the hops tour. This is a Magnum, and like I said, it's 4th year. You're probably thinking, why am I showing you this tiny 4th year plant when I've got 3 third years over there that dwarf them? Well, as everybody says, hops are really resilient, and they'll grow anywhere, and they're kind of weed-like. And to a certain degree, that's true. This hops plant is pretty much growing in spite of everything. It was doing well. My dad rototilled it last year and completely destroyed it putting in these beds down here, but it's back with a vengeance, and there's no quit in these plants. So if you can make it past the first year, you're pretty much out of the woods. And the third years I bought on clearance from a homebrew store. The other things are all from rhizomes. And if you are in a cold temperature climate, there's no shame in buying a potted plant that's already started for you. That takes a lot out of it. If you can, get your rhizomes in March, plant a little bit ahead, plant them inside, plant them in pots, get a head start, then put them in the ground. there is no hop that really survives in extreme drought conditions, but there are hops that are better suited for your climate. And unfortunately or fortunately, we have a pretty dry climate here, and every little bit helps. So where you are, pretty much, you can grow hops. Just do a little bit of research, and as long as you can plan ahead and have a little bit of patience, you'll get a yield.
Did you know this video is actually a small clip from a more comprehensive brewing class? To learn more about beer brewing from my 2 courses, check out the links below. To support our homesteading channel and join our awesome community, chatting about beers, gardening, DIY, short-term rental hosting, woodworking, and more, become a patron on Patreon. Finally, if you receive value from this video, we'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, or commented below to help the algorithm share this video with other homebrewers around the world. Thanks.